Hey Kevin, so we did a video. I would actually say probably at the beginning of when all this pandemic started at the beginning of the year, and then we were talking the other day and wanted to put something else together just to maybe talk about the end of the year and what we see coming for 2021. So appreciate you joining and setting this up today.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so one thing I've actually heard recently from some buyers of mine is that they're looking to buy a house next year, beginning of 2021, maybe January, February, but they're waiting to get pre-approved until the beginning of the year. So we were talking about this the other day, and I actually think that if you're looking to buy a house in January or in February, you should get pre-approved right now because we're at December 11th, so the beginning of the year is going to come quick. Once we get into the holidays, you're visiting with friends, you're visiting with family, maybe whether virtually or if you're able to in person. And getting pre-approved early will allow you to see your payment, see your cash to close, know what it's going to cost you, see your down payment, and get better prepared because. Like we've talked about, I mean, you can speak on this more, how competitive the market is. So getting pre-approved early certainly puts you ahead of the game in my mind.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I had a client text me last week. They have a lease expiring in March, and they wanted to know when they should start getting themselves ready. And I told them now because, with how competitive the market is, I've got buyers writing contracts every week where the buyer's paying his or her own closing costs. We're having to go above list price. So that's potentially cash they'll have to come out of pocket. So doing your homework early, knowing what you can do financially, and then getting a game plan in place to budget for extra cash in case you need it to win a bid. Like getting all that done early, developing a game plan with you as a lender, me as their agent to how to strengthen their offer. Definitely that groundwork should be laid early so that we're not trying to write the offer at 7 o'clock at night and then come up with a plan to put forth the best offer possible.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think if you're looking for homes online and you're like, no, I want to wait to get pre-approved, we're not that serious yet. If you're looking, you'll find one. It'll come across. And if you find that one and it's Friday at 5, it might be, I mean, I try to make myself available on the weekend, but I might be running around. It might take me a little bit of time. And it seems like houses, I mean, I know it's not the case, but it seems like they're going in pending because of how quickly they're turning around. And you might not have that it might take you a day to get pre-approved because maybe you earn commission, maybe you get overtime. We got to see the pay stubs, we got to see all that to verify what your income is. So if you had been pre-approved early in the week, when that house goes up for sale Friday at 5, we can send you a letter really quick and then you guys can work on the contract.
Yeah, and that's something that I realize many people don't know. Like we don't know what we don't know. And then when someone wants to have a conversation about buying a house, the idea of pre-approval and talking to a lender and all this, you kind of see the light bulb go off because many buyers, especially first-time home buyers, they're like, well, if I pay $1,400 a month in rent, why can't I just buy a house that's going to equal that a month in payments? So they don't know, they don't realize that there's all this background stuff that they've got to qualify for, whether it's credit score, cash reserves in their savings account, depending on the loan they're getting and this and that. So yeah, if they want to wait till they find the perfect house on Zillow and give me a call at 5 o'clock on a Friday afternoon and say, let's go see this house, and they've done none of their homework, they don't know what they can afford, and we haven't structured or thought about ideas going forward when we write the offer, then we're already starting 2 steps behind most of the other buyers.
Yeah.
And with this market, that you can't afford to be 2 steps behind.
Yeah. In a normal year, seems like the real estate market and the mortgage industry is busy. I would say normally like right after Memorial Day and runs to Labor Day, that's our real busy time because it's summertime. It's easier to see houses. Kids are out of school. It's lighter longer. But now I think we're just as busy as a normal summer in the houses. It's crazy. I haven't came across a deal where it hasn't been a competitive situation as of recently. Not saying it's not happened, but it seems like everything has been competitive. So talking with the lender early, having an experienced real estate agent, realtor like you, who can help walk them through this crazy time, and you've been working through it and doing great. So it's a good thing to be able to bounce questions off, because people are first time home buyers, and that's scary enough in its own, but then you see all these competitive situations. So having you to help walk them through it, I think is a huge help.
And you're right that this time of year we are just as busy as any normal year has been during the summer. Since the
Yeah.
week of Thanksgiving, I've written 6 offers. So people are out there still looking for
Yeah,
houses.
since Thanksgiving, and it's December 11th.
Right. So we're talking 2 weeks, 2.5-ish weeks. So,
Yeah.
um, and every single one of them, we were at or above list price.
Hmm.
So, I mean, and going back to it again, not to harp on it too much, but we've had a game plan with every offer, and you need to have a plan. Whether it's
Yeah.
cash in the savings account to offset closing costs, or being able to talk to the lender ahead of time and say, are there any lender tricks and credits that we can work out? And having those conversations early sets the stage for that 11th hour offer writing where, Patrick said we can do this. Let's write the offer this way, knowing Patrick can help us out.
Yeah, exactly. And if we can get a buyer in a house with having them get the best rate possible, 10,000 below list price, and the seller paying all their closing costs, we're excited for them and want to do that all day. But we'll put the offer together that they want, right? But you gotta, if it's a house you want, nowadays you might have to go above list price. And then that's where, if we have the game plan, we can talk about, okay, here was our rate originally. If we bump it up a little bit and you don't ask for closing costs from the seller, we can pay it. We can help contribute towards closing costs as your lender. And then here's what your payment was, here's what it is, and here's how much you save at closing. So we can help them figure out, okay, should I take a little bit higher rate with a higher payment, lower my cash here, and then we can calculate when that break even point is, and look at that. So it's just having at least two options is better than having one, and whatever is best for them is what they should go with. And our job is to present them all options, and if it's a house that they really want, figure out a way that they can get into the house that best fits their financial needs.
And being able to see the bigger picture. So I'm sure someone's going to hear you say a slightly higher interest rate, and they're going to balk at that. But having time to have the conversation and say, yeah, but hold on, Patrick, you might be 0.25% higher, but you're still below 3, or you're still under 3.5, which is still in a historically low rate. I mean, this time period
Yeah.
we're in right now, I mean, you can split hairs all day long, but if you want to go back in history to have an interest rate in the threes and that's considered high, people would take that all day long.
Mhm.
So, and if anyone hears you say a higher interest rate and they want to get upset, like having time to discuss the bigger picture and say that, increases your monthly payment peanuts and you're able to
Yeah.
get $5,000 or whatever towards closing costs, like what's your trade-off?
Yeah, and I want the buyers to get whatever the best deal is for them, but my job is just to present all options so that they can decide between option A, option B, option C, and we can look at all different types of loans. We can see, okay, maybe their credit score is low. If they're getting pre-approved early, okay, your credit score is a 720, but if we get you up to 760, you get to save this much a month. And you don't have a lot of time to do that. If you're looking at a house on Friday, you haven't been pre-approved, we put in the offer and you write a contract to close in 30 days once you get pre-approved.
Right. And I mean, as straightforward as the process kind of is on the surface level, it it's not so straightforward if you want to dig down into the details
Mhm.
to get the best product or the best situation possible for every individual buyer with each individual house they might be interested in, because that can change with each house what's
Yeah,
best for them. So,
yeah, yeah.
but I mean,
Well,
definitely everyone, if they're thinking about buying in the new year, we should be having those conversations now.
yeah, Yeah, I know you make yourself available and I make myself available. So I think we'll share this on Facebook and maybe Instagram or what?
YouTube, wherever, we can get the video posted out there.
Yeah. So shoot us a message either on whatever platform you're watching this on, and my number is 757-274-9443. And Kevin.
757-636-1340.
Yeah, so we would be happy to help, and maybe we'll put something together once we get into the new year with any updates or changes, and just kind of as we see some changes and stuff we think will help, we'll put together some video.
Yeah. I'm always open for it.
Cool. All right, man. I'll see you.
All right. Thanks, Patrick. Talk to you later.
Yep. Bye.